Sorry, friends, I was muted. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I know everyone pretty much right now is live. So if you're catching me on the replay later, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We who have followed Sebastian's case for a long time, a short time, however long you've been with us, we have searched, we have speculated, we have wondered, we have tried, we have listened, we have watched, and we haven't gotten much in return as far as anything going on. Dog and Nick have been quiet but dropping little hints. Dog saying he lit the fuse, and Nick saying, alluding to jail time for some people allegedly. And now we have a press conference coming up on October 22nd, and federal injunction has been filed, as well as RICO charges. And we're going to go ahead and discuss it all. Mind you, I was out and about, heard this, and came home. So we're going to go over the details that I have read from Nick the Hat on his messages, and also heard from a few other people. And then tomorrow I'll get my hands on the whole document as much as I can, and tomorrow we can go over it. But this is good news for Sebastian. The intention is to stop the blocking and hindrances in the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is Crime Time Buzz, and just so everyone knows, this is opinion. If I put my opinion in it, now what we're reading tonight is factual, but I may put my opinion in it, some speculation, some theory. No one's being accused. We are just discussing it for entertainment purposes only. Wow. So, big news. The first thing I saw was the press release announcement. Like I said, I wasn't home. I've been doing a lot of research. That's why I've been a little quiet the last day and a half, other than in comments and community posts and stuff. But I saw that there's a news conference, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because remember, Dog had said the fuse was lit. Nick had put out that post on X alluding to things were going to be happening for certain individuals. And by the way, tonight, please do not mention the names of any creators in the chat, if you would be so kind, because we don't want to. Okay, so please keep names out of the chat. I tried to put the few I thought would pop up into my studio as blocks, so hopefully they'll be blocked. But I know you guys, you're awesome. Just, we know who you're talking about, right? For the most part. If not, we'll riddle around it. But let's not go ahead and put names in. I'd so appreciate it. This is a lot of serious stuff going on, as we all know, in our opinions, allegedly. We have watched, listened, been warned, some of us ourselves, myself, and been so frustrated because we can't understand about death threats for people looking for a boy, and warnings for people trying to figure out where he could be, and protective orders against someone who is searching, truly searching. And it's just made no sense, no matter who's out there. There have been several content creators out there, and I thank each and every one of them. And, I don't know them. I'm new around here. I don't know them all. But I thank them. I appreciate that they're there, and that there are people that don't and are trying to harm and warn and scare and intimidate and incite against, is what the charges allegedly say. And by the way, it is alleged what I'm saying right now, my opinions. So hopefully that this is going to put a stop on the drama, the nonsense, the hate, and allow people to actually look, search, locate. And maybe with these federal charges, my hope is that if there is someone who knows what happened, has suspicion, and I believe there is, in my opinion, And as does Jen Coffindaffer, she believes that that's why the reward came out, is there's someone low-hanging fruit that could be enticed forward. Maybe, in my opinion, these charges could allow the person comfort to come forward if there is someone allegedly who knows something, saw something, heard something. And that would be amazing. So, Dog and Nick and Seth and Tony Mathis and a content creator are the plaintiffs. And they have filed federal injunctions, and we'll go over all that. They have filed federal injunctions and RICO. Now, what's interesting about RICO is it's Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organizations Act. Okay? And really, what that is organized crime. So, we are going to talk about that. We are going to see what it all means. And I so appreciate you being here. Hello, Grandma. Thank you for being here. Grandma, when I call you, it goes straight to voicemail like it did that one Sunday. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, hello. Hello, Charlene and Mandy Moo. It's good, Robin. Thank you, Robin. In my opinion, too, Robin. And in my opinion, too. Yeah, remember when I called you that one day, excuse me, guys, and I said it went right to voicemail and you got in touch with me? So that's been happening. And I just have not had the time to reach out. I've been kind of deep diving a little bit and visiting mom. So, anyway, my friends, it is so good to have you all. I appreciate you're here. I know everyone in the world's live right now. This is big news for our Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers because, regardless of who it is, and I've asked no one to put any creator names in the chat today. Okay. No creator names in the chat, please. And it's big. It's serious. It's big. First of all, let me read to you. Like I said, I don't have the big, there's pages and pages and pages, and I just got home, but I wanted to get on with you, and I'll get as much as I can by tomorrow, and we'll go over them. But I'm going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to go over what I heard, and here I'm going to read to you the One World press release, immediate release. And they are calling this Operation Sebastian Stormfront. Came out October 18th. And some of you have probably heard this. Some of you have probably heard this, but I want to discuss it with you too. Want to kind of go over it as a family, right? This should be a united effort, says news conference announcing legal action related to the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And friends, the actions are serious. They are serious. Mandy Moo, did I say hello to you? They are very serious. And well, could have been avoided if people just would have stopped. This, my opinion, this should be a united effort to bring a missing child home. Amen, said Joseph Lesniak, Esquire. We must fiercely protect the integrity of this search, not just for Sebastian's sake, but for every family who believes in the promise of truth, justice, and a country that stands together in times of crisis. Media, Pennsylvania, October 18th, 2024, which is today, my friends, Friday. A news conference will be held on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. on the steps of the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas, located at 201 West Front Street, Media, Pennsylvania. The legal team will discuss the latest legal actions concerning the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old who went missing on February 25th, 2024, and was reported missing the following day. Ooh, let me read that again. A 15-year-old who went missing on February 25th, 2024, and was reported missing the following day. Wow. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Oh, okay, Grandma. Gotcha. I'm so happy about this, Renee Marie. Long overdue. Hello, how are you? Hi, Shelley. This is long overdue. I mean, Sebastian deserves this, right? But that's an interesting statement right there. The ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old who went missing on February 25th and was reported missing the following day. What do y'all think about that wording? Now, what proof do they have now that he went missing before midnight? That's what that tells me. Let me read that one more time. I don't mean to go. I'm just seeing, I skimmed this. A 15-year-old who went missing on February 25th and was reported missing the following day. Wow. Legal counsel for the plaintiffs includes attorneys Joseph Lesniak, Esquire, and Bruce Castor. Bruce Castor's name sounds familiar. It will be Tuesday, and it's in Delaware or Pennsylvania, my friends. So, what do you think so far? Oh my goodness. Renee, if that's the case, right? This just got way big and out of hand, right? So, the press conference, and when I get home from teaching on Tuesday, because we're back to work Monday, our break is over, I will come on as soon as I can in the evening and we can discuss the press conference, maybe watch it together. Okay? So I will be on in the evening for sure of the 22nd. And it will be on the steps of the Delaware County Common Pleas. Huh? The legal action involves a RICO and organized crime civil case filed in Delaware County aimed at addressing the harmful spread of misinformation and exploitation. Hold on, I'm going to write that wording down real quick about the organized crime civil case. Okay, so, wow. It's the case is filed in Delaware County aimed at addressing the harmful spread of misinformation and exploitation that has obstructed the investigation. The case targets individuals and groups. Remember Dog's message that even the powerful, wealthy, and LE have to abide by certain boundaries? I wonder, in my opinion. The case targets individuals and groups who have propagated false narratives, undermining the search for Rogers and delaying justice for his family. Wow, I'm so glad it's out there and it's said federally. This is serious. I looked up something and it could be time. It is time. I mean, I don't want to say it right now because I didn't read the whole thing completely, but jail time's big possibility, friends, in my opinion. So Joseph P. Lesniak, Esquire, will be joined by Hong, managing partner of One World and At Night, and Nick the Hat, a member of Dog the Bounty Hunter's high risk fugitive recovery task force and At Night. He's also a member, subscriber to our channel, friends, to outline the legal strategy. Oh, thank you so much, Renee. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really, truly do. Really do. So good to be with all of you. Hi, Yobit, baby blondie. So good to see you all. So let me see what it said. I'm sorry. Okay, so Nick is part of Dog's high risk fugitive recovery task force and at night to outline the legal strategy and next steps. Awesome. So they're gonna let us know, what's going on, what was filed, um, and that's in that document too. The legal strategy, what they're gonna do with this, and next steps. So that'll be a great press conference. The Bill of Rights was ratified here in Pennsylvania in 1791, just 4 years after the Constitution was adopted in 1787, said the Honorable Bruce L. Castor. His name is was he on, um, I want to say he on, did he represent, I'm trying to think. Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate that. Anyway, Castor, I'm gonna have to look it up. The name is just on the tip of my tongue how I know him, and I can't place it. And, it says it was ratified here, and Pennsylvania has a long history of standing up for fundamental freedoms, and now it can help right the wrongs happening in Tennessee. Woohoo! We have wanted this, friends. Tennessee needs this. Oh my goodness. I actually, I didn't read this closely like I told you. You're reading it with me. I'm reading it with you closely the first time, and I'm choked up right now. Yes, Robin, he dog is sick and tired of this mess. N- And I'm just so delighted. Shelley, I strongly believe they will not keep us in the dark. In my opinion, I agree. And by the way, friends, whenever Trump's, oh, there we go. That's how I know the name. I think you're right, Tanya. I think you're right. Thank you. I, in my head, it was there and I couldn't retrieve how I knew what I knew. I agree. I think the press conference, it's awesome. There are RICO charges. We're not going to say the names. One YouTube creator. I believe, I don't know the other person's name. I saw the name. I don't know them. They're a content creator. And then it said 50 other inclusives, John and Jane Does. So I'm wondering if that's when Dog wrote that text post we talked about, that where he said, very powerful people, wealthy people. He said, LE, they have boundaries too. Yes, Dog and Nick filed. Here, I'll start back. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me start back. Hi, Direct Current. Hi, Gen Absolute. What happened is we had received a post from Dog about a week ago, I think, saying the fuse had been lit. And then Nick had put out that people were going to have their last weekend of freedom. Okay. Well, then it kind of went silent, right? And today out came a press release saying there will be, hi, Marion. I'm just catching everyone right up now. I'm catching everyone right up now who came in late. I should start not starting immediately. I'm sorry, friends. But I'm going back. I'm catching you up. So it said there would be a news conference about the legal actions and strategies that they are going to take in steps from here. But what it is it is on behalf of the search for Sebastian Rogers and stopping all the nonsense of the blocking, the threats, the warnings. And we received one here on this channel to stay out of the politics. And so it's anyone who's trying to wonder where he is, what could be going on. So it's such great news. I've choked up thinking about it. And then I was just reading about they are going to be One World, and I want to see who that One World headquarters in New York, One World Trade Center, friends. So this is Joseph Lesniak, Esquire, will be joined by Hong, managing partner of One World and At Night, Nick, and Dog the Bounty Hunter. And Nick is part of Dog's High Risk Fugitive Recovery Task Force and At Night. And they will be outlining the legal strategy and the next steps. And they're referring, we were just reading about the Bill of Rights was ratified here in Pennsylvania, and they have named 2 content creators, and we're not going to name any names in the chat today. Okay, we are just going to not name any. We know what we're thinking. We know who we're thinking. Wow, yeah, this is going to get big, Robin. And please, whatever you say, put in my opinion after, if you would. And it says Pennsylvania has a long history of standing up for fundamental freedoms. And my friends who just came in, listen to this. Pennsylvania has a long history of standing up for fundamental freedoms, and now it can help right the wrongs happening in Tennessee. Woohoo! I'm so happy about this. I am so happy about this. And I hope it spreads throughout Tennessee. I hope it spreads throughout Tennessee, because maybe we'll get some answers for Summer, for Layla Santinello, Holland Snap. I mean, all the kids out there that it's just befuddling, some of them, and so high profile, right? And Sebastian says, I'm just so excited. And it's big, it's not just, it's big. This is big. This isn't just, oh, we're messing around. No, this is serious. And it includes 2 content creators, 1 from YouTube, and then also 50 inclusive others, which would be, they said John and Jane Doe, so males and females. So I don't know if it's going back to Dog's text where he said the wealthy, the powerful, the law enforcement, they have boundaries too. We're not, standing for this anymore. I don't know if that's the groups of people, because it does mention groups and individuals. And so now you are caught up, my friends. Dogs do not like to be sprayed by skunks, in my opinion. No, he clearly didn't. He was very stealth and quiet, wasn't he? Okay, so he then says, by addressing the cyberbullying and harassment impacting the search for Sebastian Rogers, this legal action aims to protect the civil liberties that he and those supporting him deserve. Amen. You are so welcome, Direct Current. Thank you for letting me know you needed it. Honestly. So, thank you. Absolutely, Jen. Absolute. I'm glad you guys always, if you need a brief update, let me know. We'll catch you up, because we want you to be here with us. So, wow, protecting the civil liberties that he and those supporting him deserve. Amen. Interviews with Dog the Bounty Hunter are to be scheduled via At Night for legal purposes pending litigation. All interview requests should be directed to Media At Night Agency. Interviews with Tony Mathis, national spokesperson for Seth Rogers, will be available starting Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. RSVP. Media representatives must, oh, I wish I was out there, friends. Media representatives must RSVP no later than Monday, October 21st at 4 p.m. to be included on the attendance list. RSVP should be sent to jpl@jpllaw.net and RSVP at Night Agency. RSVP at Night Agency. Wow. For further information, please contact the law offices of Joseph Lesniak. So this is big, my friends. This is big, 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 big. Green hearts up for Sebastian. Green hearts for Sebastian. Grace, this is as soon as I heard Doug is in the investigation. I did too, Grace. It gave me hope. I think it gave so many of us hope, because there had been nothing except for we don't know what we don't know. And there isn't foul play, evidence of foul play, but there's no evidence there isn't foul play. And so it's nice. I was excited when they came in. Hello, Susie Q73. Welcome in, everyone. We're here chatting about the press conference coming up, and we have not yet touched on the charges. Hi, Kathy 0205, 0205, excuse me. So exciting. When I get home from work Tuesday, because we go back Monday, our break's over, I will get on in the evening and we will go over. Do one for me, Grace. We will. Hi, MW. We will go over the press conference and watch it as a family, okay? But it's going to be probably, I don't want to give you a time, but I'll let you know an hour before. So hit that notification bell. We'll watch it as a family. We'll analyze it. We'll think like we like to. And by the way, you're so respectful, and I appreciate that. No one's putting any creator names in there. I did put some that I thought might come up into my YouTube studio block. Yes, I'm learning things, by the way. Grandma, are you impressed? And so those shouldn't come up if someone comes in and tries to mention names. Orientation Doki. I'm not sure what you mean. So let's go on and talk about the charges. Okay. There have been, I wish I could read it all to you.
They can't fundraise. They can't take away. They don't have the right to take away that right.
Oh, let me play something for you that Nick the Hat posted also. With the press release, he said, just like that, we're back in action. Today we filed a complaint against several online creators, in quotes, who have capitalized on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers and orchestrated fraudulent GoFundMe campaigns to fund their own lifestyles fueled by hate. Boom. I added the boom. Whoa. Okay. So then here's what he added a video. And let me try and get it to start at the beginning before okay, listen to this.
They try saying that we can't fundraise. They can't tell me I can't fundraise. They can't take away. They don't have the right to take away that right. The other thing that they say is they list off like 15 people that they're covering, that their umbrella companies protecting. And I'll tell you what, if you think having them file this on your behalf is going to stop me, you just amp me up, because it's not. It's not for you, BJ. It's not. Not for you. It's not. There's not one, like they listed when I talked about the accident outside of our house. So what? You spoke
I'll
about
tell
that
you who the
publicly
plaintiffs
first.
are in a second.
Like there's nothing that they can do. And Molly, you might want to take these off of your paid subscription, please.
So that's serious. Nick just had that up with his post. So I thought it would quiet things down. I guess not. But let's keep focused here for a minute. A RICO is one thing that was filed, and also federal injunctions. And it includes, like I said, 2 names and 50 inclusives, John and Jane Does. And the RICO is Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. So that's interesting. Listen to those words. Corrupt Organizations Act. Okay. So Corrupt Organizations Act. So we're going to read it and see, what it means a little bit, if you're interested in that. And so you guys know, racketeering, that's organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for profit. Okay. A type of organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for profit. If you'll recall, Nick mentioned in a post that was counting statements one day and had said something like, you've said, a certain number of statements in this many minutes. Well, I guess now we know why, right? I mean, there is literally, from what I've heard 300 pages and I've heard 700 pages. So there's a lot, there. Um, the plaintiffs are Seth Rogers, biological father of Sebastian, who has been missing. And that shocks me that they put that in there. Is the press release says sorry, for the I lost my train of thought. For the press conference they're going to have, said when they on there that it says, sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought, friends. It said, oh, that Sebastian went missing on February 25th and was reported missing the next day. So I'm wondering, is there evidence that he was gone before midnight? Which would be really interesting, because one of the timelines is he spoke at midnight. Remember? He was still up. So that would be really interesting if they're saying February 25th. So I think this in itself is going to tell us so much information as this proceeds. It's a shame it's come to that. I would love for everyone to work together. Everyone to, you know, stay away from each other, if you need to. But the hate is awful. And Seth, in this, Seth was saying, it's been really, and I'm choked up saying it. Basically, that there's a timeline, guys. Just goes right through the timeline, and of all the things that have been done to block him, block people who were helping him, like the Cajun Navy, run people away, threaten people, him, his reputation being defamed. We are Sebastian Strong, Yogi. Thank you for saying that. Yes, Grandma, it's way past finding some answers. My mind's been really tired the last couple days because I've been, you know, trying to. You all have amazing things, by the way. I so appreciate the things you send me and email me to research or look into, or information you provide. So I've been really putting all that together, and that's what I've been doing is that's and really thinking. And my mind's been tired about it, but I can't get my mind off of it. I hope you know what I mean. So it was good to have this come out and I think uplift many of us. Amen, Jen. Absolute. No one needs to have a side. Sebastian's our side. We all have opinions, of course. But good for you. Good for you. You can be our objective voice when we're analyzing things. That would be wonderful. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and read RICO charges. Let me go ahead and go to that real quick. Okay. It is unlawful, and RICO charges stands for Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, and racketeering is an type of organized crime, friends. Friends, this is all federal, right? This is no longer on the streets of YouTube. We've passed it from being drama on the streets of YouTube. It's gotten really serious. Okay. Racketeering is organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for money. And one of the things it says in the document that was filed is that they are not allowed to use any form of raising money, fundraising for their lawyer fees. I don't know exactly how it was put for their lawyer fees. So that's what that little video was a response to, allegedly. And so um, let's go ahead and read on. I'm not seeing the comments right now because I'm reading in the document. So I will get back to you all in just a second if I miss anything. And Grandma's got you for a minute. Okay. It is unlawful for anyone employed by or associated with any enterprise engaged in or the activities of which affect. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can find something a little more. Wait. Okay. One thing I'll say, it's a long one. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll give you the gist and the main synopsis. So it is associated. So it's unlawful for anyone employed or associated with any enterprise engaged in the activities which affect interstate or foreign commerce to conduct or participate directly or indirectly in the conduct of such enterprises affairs through a pattern of racketeering activity or collection of unlawful debt. One of the things I saw when I looked it up, and I hope you can see this. Can you see this? Oh, you're okay. Hold on. Well, I don't need to. I'll just read it to you. Racketeering is fraudulent, coercive, extortionary scheme that's carried out repeatedly to collect a profit. Now, I wonder, that's really serious. Racketeering is a type of organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for profit. It can include kidnapping. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. Kidnapping, murder, bribery, arson, extortion, gambling, robbery, dealing in obscene matter, dealing in a controlled substance or listed chemical, mail and wire fraud. That's interesting that kidnapping's at the top, right? Hmm. Wow. Mail and wire fraud. Hmm. Wow, friends. So let me come back to y'all for a minute. Hi, James C. I so agree with you. Thank you, James, for saying that. This was long overdue. People need to face justice, and Sebastian needs to be found already. Enough of the nonsense. So true. You know, truly, sometimes I don't even know something's going on because I don't watch it. Um, and then I'll hear about it from watching another creator that I do watch or something. But sometimes I won't even know something's going on because I just won't watch all that stuff. Yes, the walls are closing in. Yes, they are. This isn't it's beyond the streets of YouTube now, right? Oh, I didn't know that. James is saying, let me go ahead and show that they started RICO to go after the media, the mafia. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Um, well now friends, you know what? I mean, we need to talk about that because I don't want to start speculating around what just happened. You know, um, we're going to go live tomorrow, and I do want to address now about Diarant, your comment, because let that that press release right there when it said went missing February 25th, reported missing the next day. That that tells me they know he wasn't there talking at midnight. allegedly, in my opinion. And thank you everyone for putting up my opinion after your comments. I do appreciate you and for not mentioning any names because we know who we know, right? We know. Okay. You can all read it and see the names too. So good news for him. Let me see what else I wrote down that I wanted to talk to you about. Okay. It's for defamation, harassment, false information, trying to incite violence or harassment. Okay. So all that stuff. And Seth said that this is his truth and he went through the things he's been through. He's went through the things he's been through. And it it teared me up, let me tell you. It really teared me up. Just I was choked up. What is IYK? Grandma, what does that mean? Are you trying to send me something? Hi, Blankenshipin. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. We are here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We now have some information, things moving forward. A RICO for organized crime has been put in place, and it is federal, it is serious. They are going to be doing a press conference in Pennsylvania. I wish I look forward to watching that together as a family when I get home. It just doesn't make sense, does it, friends? Can we stop with the facts and just process this for a second? This is a little boy who the world, this is a little boy who the world think is wanting to find. And it just doesn't make sense, does it? That it has come to this. I remember in Summer's case, it was crazy. And I've talked with a few of you, how painful that case was, that just sometimes you had to step away. Some who stepped away permanently, and some who will go back, and we'll be going back to Summer too. But I hope this takes a ripple through all of Tennessee. Welcome in everyone who's just joining us. So I think it's good news for Sebastian. You don't vanish. Remember what we talked about, in my opinion, there's the occurrence of what happened, then there's the reporting of what happened, then there's the vanishing. Okay? The vanishing of things to make no evidence, the house still locked, in and out, he's gone, no sight of him. That's what I mean, contributing to the vanishing. So there's a lot going on. Please hit the like button if you would. There's a lot going on, and it's great movement for Sebastian, for Seth. He has people on his side now. Just so you know, the plaintiffs are, let me get it right. I think I told you guys this: Seth, Dog, Nick, Tony Mathis, and then a creator. And I'm sure you can figure out what creator it is. Of you know. Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, if you know, you know. Okay, got it. Thank you. Yes. We know, right? What we're talking about. We don't have to say names. And we're all welcome to have different opinions. Just respect each other, because we're all here for one thing, and that's Sebastian. And this is movement for him. Okay. I remember one day that we had a lady, and she left a message, a comment, and she said she didn't understand why she was posting flyers, and right behind her, someone was taking him down. She said, I'm 70 years old. you know, and that struck me, why people are so evil. They would take down a missing persons flyer. And we've heard of it happening in other cases too. So, oh, anyway, it's good news. It's gonna I thought it would quiet. I hope it quiets everything down and keeps the focus on Sebastian. Like I said, I miss a lot of what's going on because I won't watch it. I won't give it airtime. I don't even want to discuss it. We've been doing our research here on all sorts of stuff lately. You all are amazing. The things I've been looking up based on your things you're sharing with me and we're talking about. So thank you for that. So that news conference is at 10 a.m. on the Tuesday, and we will be there, and we are going to watch it together. And this is all about the threats, the intimidation, and allegedly the other tactics. And I'll get my hands on the documents before we go live so we can go over what exactly it is. And it sounds like one of what from what we just heard from Nick's post, that's not good, right? That's not good. That's just going to fuel it, correct? So, do y'all want to hear that again? Mm. Hi, Rita H. Okie dokes. Do you guys want to hear that again? So, oops. It said, oh, I just lost it. Did I lose it? It was, let me see if we got it. No, that's not it. Okay, but anyway, there was a post, and I can try and find it again. I just lost it on here. But one thing I wanted to talk to you all about is I did share with Nick and Dog the property ideas that we've been talking about. And just to let you know that I did share that because a lot of you were asking me to. It has been shared. And I have not heard back, but clearly now I know why. So they've been very busy, right? So, what will this do for Sebastian? It's interesting because it's 50 inclusives, and it mentions individuals. And so I wonder what's going to shake with this. Is it going to be internal? You think it's going to be internally? Um, internal county political, law enforcement, like Dog had mentioned, the powerful, the wealthy, possibly people who are involved in the crime, correct? Keeping people from finding him. I think it's just going to get, I think they're going to get their answers though. I mean, all this drama has now taken the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers to an even higher level. So the stakes are high. People are, there's going to be a lot of people now who are, you know, the one creator who happened to be taken, what went to court. That's going to be, I think, allegedly, possibly the first of a few, right? And I just hope it allows someone, like I said, now that they know they're cracking down on the threats and the violence and all of that, I hope someone who does know something, heard something, was told something, saw something, will now come out, take that $125,000 and see that this is protection right now. I don't think they're going to do anything stupid. Now is the time to speak up. And I'm hoping that this will do that. It is the plaintiffs are Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat. No, no one filed against um, Katie and Chris. No one filed against them. I'll tell you right now. Sinaloa Tacos, welcome in. Um, Dog Nick, Dog Nick, Seth, Tony Mathis, and a creator, YouTube creator, are the plaintiffs, and it is two content creators that are, amen, Shelley. Two content creators, one from YouTube was mentioned, and then 50 inclusives. And if you recall when Dog put out that message that said, even everyone has to have, why is this happening? Basically, these threats, this is ridiculous, grave threats, intimidation. I'm paraphrasing. And he said the powerful, the wealthy, and law enforcement even have to follow boundaries. So um we don't know who right now. I'm gonna have to get my hands, like I said, and go through and do some reading and see what everything says. But no, it's not Chris and Katie. They have just said 50 inclusives. Okay, but I believe this is gonna help get the answers. I think because there's a level of somewhat confidence, in my opinion, as we know, statements saying we will never find him. In my opinion, I think it's going to have to be finding out what happened to him and someone telling where he is. And that's just my opinion. Well, we need to talk about Sebastian because it's important to keep him out there. And it's just the way in which, right? The way in which. Um, and I think that's we do a pretty good job here to stay out of the drama. We do make our opinions and speculations known here, but we analyze things, and it leads us to certain places. But we're speculating, we're theorizing, right? Sorry, guys, I don't know what you're saying. Well, I will let Grandma handle that. So anyway, he is big news coming. I'll come on live tomorrow. I'll do some reading. I have been looking into some of the things you all have been sending me. Thank you. And we will keep looking. Yes, this will bring in federal. That's a great point. Oh, I love this comment. This will bring in federal resources. Federal judges are for life. They don't run for election and they can override state court orders. So they can shake up Tennessee, my friends. And I love it when they say in there the things that are happening in Tennessee. Because I bet that statement is probably rippling through a lot of little counties in Tennessee thinking, oh no, do they mean just them? And that's my opinion. But I'm thinking to Summer Wells, Hawkins County, allegedly, in my opinion. So hopefully it'll shake up a lot of things. But good news for Seth. He has people who are not going to leave his side anymore. They're fighting for him, and they're fighting big, and they're going to the big powerful people. Okay, so Bruce Castor was once President Trump's attorney. Was he attorney general? I'm going to have to look it up because he rings a bell and I'm not sure. No, not governor. So he rings a bell. I know his name, but this is going to get a lot of things shaken up. And I want to know what you think now. The truth does need to come out, yes. Good night, Direct Current. Good night. Thank you, Grandma. It's okay. They filed charges against. No. Oh, you know what? You let me give you a little update. Let me give you a little update. Grandma, I think Sinaloa tacos came in a little bit after, and I can give a quick update. It was filed by Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat, Tony Mathis, Seth Rogers. I can't remember if Hong's in there or not. And one YouTuber. And it's against, they named two content creators. One is a YouTuber, and I don't know who the other one is. And we're not putting any names in. Okay. You're so welcome, Miriam. Thank you. We're not putting any names in, but they named one YouTuber, another content creator, plus 50 other inclusives of Johns and Jane Does. So 50 other males and females. Absolutely, anytime. So, yes, thank you, Pale Rider. And so this is now a RICO. This is federal now, Sinaloa. It's RICO and it's federal injunctions. And RICO is Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which is a type of organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for profit. Okay, and that's one of them. And then federal injunctions. And I'm going to get everything. Let me read one thing. And absolutely, and I'm so glad, Shelley. Sebastian has rights and also and needs to be found and brought home where he belongs. Absolutely, and that's why this is so important, because all this nonsense that's keeping people from looking or wanting to look or wanting to search or wanting to do a video or a live, right? All of that now is people, I hope it stops it. Absolutely, anytime, Sinaloa. So I hope it stops it. It sounds by one person, they're still a little perturbed, but I bet once they think about it, they'll. I don't know, why am I discussing that? Anyway, federal injunction. This is for Sebastian. Marion, that's so cute. You just made me laugh and spit my water out. That was hilarious, Marion. I love that. That's awesome. I have to. And Shelley said Sebastian has rights also and needs to be found and brought home where he belongs. In my opinion, yes, he does. Hi, Mimi23 now. The only side you need to be on, Mimi, is Sebastian's. We all can have our opinions, but you can just stick right there with Sebastian and you're in the right place, right? Oh, wow. James, are you an attorney? You don't have to tell me. I was just, you're not blocked. I'm reading your message right now. Look, I'll put it up. There's your message. You're not blocked. It says RICO also goes after the money. It wouldn't surprise me if people are forced to account and turn over those funds. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. The whole thing's a mess, isn't it? And then they said they can't fundraise for their attorney and legal fees. And then that video said that they're not allowed to stop them. So I don't know what's going to happen. I do not know what's going to happen. It's a lot. So let's talk about the federal injunction real quick. Okay, so a federal injunction. Now we know there've been a couple of cease and desists already put out. An injunction is a court order requiring a person to do or and then if someone doesn't abide by a cease and desist, which means stop what you're doing, um, then this is a next step that can be taken. You know, Yogi, that is such an important point. I just wrote that in a comment or an email to one of you all today that they gave Lori Vallow 5 days to come up with her kids. And I wonder, is this something that will invoke something like that? We're at such a level now of where they're saying this disappearance is hindrance, and now look at the level it is. So let's go ahead and get rid of him. Not today, Satan. We're not dealing with you. We're keeping our eyes on Sebastian. So you just go ahead and go to a different channel. But you're not going to do that here. So buzz off, get lost. I hope so, Miriam, because it's all over in those little towns in Tennessee, in my opinion. Absolutely. You know, I hope it doesn't stop people from going to YouTube for help. I hope what it does is it stops them from going to certain people. And I hope it stops people from watching certain things because that's supporting it. Whether you support it or not, you're sitting there when you're listening, you're giving them view times and you'll hear about it from someone else, but don't I do not give I do not give them the views. Any of that stuff. Because to me, we're here for true crime. That's what we discuss. That's what we talk about. And to me, when I hear, and it's been done to me, just slamming another creator or hate and this and that for on your show, it doesn't make sense. That's not true crime. Okay, and I want nothing to do with it. So I don't even usually acknowledge what's I know I don't. I don't acknowledge what's happening on the streets usually. Mm. Contempt of a federal court order can be 5 years in prison or a big fine. Are you a lawyer, James? You have great knowledge. Wow. So the federal injunction is your next step, okay? And it is a court order requiring a person to do or cease doing a specific action. There's three types of injunctions: permanent injunctions, temporary restraining orders, and preliminary injunctions. Okay, so it's gone beyond, like I said, it's gone beyond just being drama here on YouTube. It is now at a federal level where things are being filed by attorneys, and it's a lot. It is organized crime is mentioned. Now, let's talk about that. Or maybe we shouldn't. But let's talk about that. That could be aimed at several different people. Could be groups of, you know, content creator, a group of content creators. Could be a, a group of an or actual organization in or not in Tennessee or Sumner County. It could be groups of friends, groups of families. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know right now because I haven't looked at it. But just from what I've heard, it says just 50 inclusives. So, but he needed, and Miriam, I just don't even look at it. I had one of you, and it was so upsetting. Mm. Um, oh, wow. Well, then guess what? It's probably been done, right? But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I can't. I remember receiving a text saying, or a comment from one of you, or an email, and you were upset because someone had said something about, and it is just horrid, you know, someone had said something that was just horrid, about Sebastian and Seth, really. And it was a creator, and it was upsetting you. And I said, well, where is it? And I thought, no, I don't need it. I'm not going to give it a listen. Just stop listening to it. Stop listening. Unsubscribe. You don't, that's, go to true crime. Listen to the ones talking about cases. There's people running trials right now, you know, all sorts of stuff that you can watch, but don't watch it when their content is about other people, and not in cruel, terrible things that are being said. You just go and you unsub. Don't give it. And then the focus will go on Sebastian when people start realizing, but anyway, let's stay focused. And this, yes, it does. James is giving us all sorts of great information. Thank you, Shelley, for bringing that again back to my attention, because I'm learning a lot. He says people sending email or text of hate is illegal use of a two-way device. So, and there's been a lot of hate. There's been a lot of stuff. And like I said, just don't watch it. I know it's upsetting when you hear it because you come to me, you let me know. And my answer, I just don't know what else to say other than we can't stop them. Well, they may now have found a way to stop them. And Seth finally has strong support. Amen. I want him to get, and it doesn't matter who you like, it's a fact. He's the only parent Sebastian has that's searching. In my opinion, allegedly, but come on. He's the only one attending vigils, in my opinion, allegedly. He's the only one planning rides for him in honor of him, in my opinion. I mean, and then to constantly out there alone so many times because his volunteers chased off, threatened, things happening, allegedly, from what we've heard. Okay. He was alone for so long, and he looked exhausted. I mean, he would emotional, of course. He misses his boy, and he's by himself. He even said on Jen Coffindaffer once, he said, I'm alone here. You know, they're not helping. Mom's not helping. No one's helping. I'm alone. He said it's been one big long day, and I don't remember where he said that, but he finally, we've had so many people come and go, and he finally, when he finally got a team, Tony, a YouTube creator, Nick, and Dog. The FBI stepped up, and Seth has been begging the FBI to come on board because he was worried, you know, that in his opinion, Sumner County wasn't handling things well and wasn't communicating well with him. Okay. And so he wanted the FBI. As a matter of fact, he has a petition, where he wanted the FBI to come in and take the lead. Well, they came in and they offered the $50,000 reward, which means, oh, I want to put that up there. I'm getting back to that, Grandma. That's an awesome comment. I want to read that one. Um, I always get so distracted, my friends, from the comments, because yes, James, your info is fabulous, and I'm about to read. Thank you, Shelley, for I'm behind on this, and I'll get to y'all. I just want to, whatever I was saying, we know that we're going to keep the focus on Sebastian. We've been digging deep. We've come up with some great ideas. I'm looking into a lot of things. Um, you guys are, you're thinking, you're telling me where things are, you're sending me stuff. So appreciate it. One of you, my research today was on a very specific topic, and I didn't have much information at all. And one of you emailed me, honest to goodness, the information I absolutely needed in order to research. So I didn't have to do all that pre research. So you all are amazing. I appreciate you. We're building such a wonderful community, and we're really good thinkers. We analyze, we're critical thinkers, we're respectful. I know sometimes we all have our heated moments. Yes, he wanted, you know, there's so many great comments. I'm going to go over comments for a second. So, grandma said, yeah, if they're going to charge you with RICO, they already have enough to convict you. Um, they have a timeline in the documents. They have a timeline in the documents that is, I mean, step by step of things that have occurred. And like I said, I'll get my hands on it and we'll go over it tomorrow. I'm anxious to see that timeline. It gives background and then it gives timeline. So, and I am going to go ahead and put some of these up because we are learning from James C. today. Seth has got the U.S. Marshal Service in the works. I hope so. I remember that dog was reaching out to them. The Department of Justice to the service has been productive for Seth. The Department of Justice to the service has been productive for Seth. What do you mean the department? I'm not sure I understand. The Department of Justice to the service. Yeah, I really want the U.S. Marshal. They'll find. I mean, they'll find. And you know what, Marion James? Thank you so much. Yes, he's got a lot in here, and a lot of you have some great things that you're saying. Shelley, yes, thank you so much for saying that. I'm catching up a little bit. I'm not sure I'm caught up yet, but I'm going backwards now. Okay. Yes, Marion. Seth also wanted Chris McDonough and the Cold Case Foundation. Unfortunately, he does not qualify because he has not been cleared. Now, what Tony Mathis explained the other night on one of the shows they were on is that there's this inner circle that law enforcement, it's like drawing an inner circle, is how it was explained to them. And law enforcement puts in that inner circle, the people closest to Sebastian. And so you know who went in that circle. Okay. I'm just not going to throw out names today. I think things are heated enough out there. We're just going to discuss it. So they all went in that circle. Okay. The three. And they haven't come out, and what their goal is based on information they start receiving, they can move the people out of the circle. So basically, what Tony said is Seth has, a rock solid alibi. He passed his polygraph. Um, there was one other thing. And so they have basically virtually moved him out of the circle, but they're not going to make a big thing and say it, is really what he said, because then it starts causing problems that they don't want to deal with right now. Well, so that's kind of, let me paraphrase that for you. That was basically it. So let me go through here. Oh, now this is interesting. It's not easy to get a federal judge to issue these orders. It's very difficult. This to me speaks volumes. Oh, that's very good to know. So that means there's a lot of credibility behind this, right, James? There's credibility, they've got enough documentation to show what they're saying to be factual, to be violent, to be hindering. to be racketeering, to be organized crime for profit, allegedly, hate, inciting hate, or inciting violence or harassment, false information, defamation, harassment, any, I don't know what I wrote here, any commitment, any communication or publication to harm. So there's a lot there. And I'm excited. Um, Seth, he needed help and he's got it. He has been the only parent out there, in my opinion. I mean, I think I saw one photo one week, last weekend or weekend before, um, of the Proudfoots out. Well, I can't say it was a photo of them searching. They were standing near a car. But so hopefully this will get everyone out there searching. Now, I wonder, and I'm going to say this again, I'm hoping that if there indeed is someone other than the individuals directly involved, we don't know who they are, I'm not, okay? If there is someone that has been told, heard, confided in, saw something, because I know they are, the locals are nervous, they're scared, okay? They don't know what's going on, and I do know that from a local. So, they I wonder now that this is going on, you know, the federal judge, the federal injunctions, the RICO, if this will allow someone enough comfort to come forward and feel they're not risking their life, if indeed there is a that someone. But like I said, Jen Coffindaffer said she believes there is that someone low hanging fruit who could tell, and that's why they offered the $50,000 reward. And Jen is former FBI for decades and decades. So I don't understand it either. I absolutely, we've got, I can't get it. I cannot. It's not, I don't care. It's not because of what mother it is. It's because it is a mother who isn't searching, in my opinion. And it has nothing to do with, I mean, any parent not searching, we'd be appalled. It just makes no sense, right? I just don't understand it. And like, remember when Seth went to, oh, good. We got another one from James. Thank you, James. Yes, I saw that. I pulled up the application for the Marshal Service because Nick had said Dog was gonna talking to him and had to fill out an application, and I pulled that up. We can look at that too. Yes, James, you're amazing. Okay, so you file with the Department of James, will you be here tomorrow for our live? I know what I want to ask you, James. Well, okay. Can I get off the subject for a second? James, with the landfill search, they needed probable cause. Do you know if a dishonest timeline of events, and then that wouldn't be enough? They would need evidence. Would it be enough evidence if they said the trash seemed heavier? Because I did hear, guys, they do roll it to the truck and then the arm picks it up, most likely. I think that's what Bobby said, or if I called. So do you know if something like, because we know from the beginning, we know law enforcement's timeline from the call dispatch, and we know that timeline and it doesn't match up with the timeline that's been provided. So if they saw that, would that wouldn't be enough probable cause. But the garbage being heavy and that together, would that be enough of probable cause to go search a landfill? And I'm sorry, I'm asking you a direct question. If just ignore me if you don't know or don't want to answer. I have an appointment actually trying to. She's very busy right now, but I have a lawyer who I have reached out to. She's going to try and answer some of my questions, things, because one of my questions for her was, can't Seth file a civil suit or press charges on behalf of Sebastian based on what he's seeing in these documents he has that he's getting ready to release? Is that the what he's going to release? Or was this the shocking news? Maybe this was the shocking news. So anyway, yes, yes. This James's brain is very helpful. Okay, so that had to show good cause. The probable cause had to, okay. Cinderella, hello. It's big, my friends. Federal injunctions, RICO, which is Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act, which is organized crime for profit. This is serious. This is serious. I'm trying to show your comment, Shelley. I can't. Yes, they were standing under an umbrella in the picture I saw. Okay. Yes, you all saw it, I'm sure. Okay. And oh, that just tickled me, Shelley. Mm, interesting. Hmm, interesting. If that's the case, so you honor the badge, not the friendship. Hmm, interesting. So I'm wondering, because a lot of people have alleged that there were friendships with some of the, Sebastian's family and law enforcement. So from what you're saying there, their loyalty would be to the badge. Yeah, I agree. James, this search, that search, they weren't even in the suits. Like Quentin Simon, they're all in that stuff. And no, they were in and out so quickly. It just wasn't long enough, in my opinion. And it really worries me. Yes. So you said, yes, ma'am. Was that in answer to my question of could the timeline fit, in the timeline not matching what they have recorded on dispatch and the heavy trash can? Is that what you're saying? Yes, ma'am. I have been dying. That's one of the questions I was going to ask her. What is supposed to happen with this is a press conference Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm going to watch it with you all after when I get home from teaching. I'm off I'm home about 4. I'll let you guys know. I'll give you an hour's notice, okay? And we'll watch it together as a family. I want to see this. I can't get, okay. You're right, Marion. It was a quick look. So there's a press conference, Cooking 60. There are federal injunctions now that are going to cease and desist. And they demand that they take down the things that are up on their channel in all communications that have defamed, harassed, led to violence, incite. We're going to read it all, but they're demanding they take them all down. and that they do not use fundraising to raise their legal fees or defense fees. And that's what I was going to look up for all of you. Yep, federal judges now, federal injunctions, the RICO Act, which is organized crime for profit. I mean, this is big. Defamation, harassment, false info, any communication or publication to harm or incite violence or harassment is what they need to take down. So it's big. I'm going to look up one thing. I want to see, James, do you know if it comes to prison with this? How long? Or does it come to prison with this? Or what does it come to? Just fines? I wondered that because they didn't seem like they're, I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you're probably right. They wouldn't have propelled themselves there on their own, in my opinion, either. We'll look up one thing. I want to look up some. Oh my gosh, you guys. Penalties under the RICO Act. Not only does the RICO statute provide for criminal penalties, including 20 years of prison, but the financial penalties are severe. A person convicted can face a fine of either 250,000 or double the amount of proceeds earned from illicit activity. So boom, whoever said they wondered if they would have to account for it and pay it back, it sounds like it. You guys, that's a lot. Wow, 20 years. Why didn't they just be quiet? What, Lone Wolf? They were the landfill search was for two different cases. Sebastian's case was added as the second case. So did they first of all, how do we know? Like, did you see something on this? And if it was added, did they have to have probable cause in order to add him to the landfill search? Did they have to have probable cause for Sebastian's case in order to add him? Did they still need it? Mm. Yes, it's more than a petition, Island High. It is a they filed, I guess, I've heard 3 to 700 pages. What James in here is telling us, hi, Brianna's World. They filed a lawsuit, 3 to 700 pages. I don't have it in my hands yet, anything. And it is against a YouTuber. We're not going to say a name, and another content creator, and 50 inclusive John Does and Jane Does. So 50 other individuals. It's a lawsuit to the federal courts, a federal injunction, and a RICO, which is organized crime, racketeering and organized crime for profit. So that is what has been filed. It's serious, it's big time. It has now been taken off the streets of YouTube and put in a federal judge's laps. Can you imagine what he's going to think, in my opinion, when he sees that this stuff has been going on to stop finding a missing child? I can't even imagine. I agree with you, James. I totally agree with you. If you saw that live we did a couple lives ago where we laid all that out of like when things started to get messy and stuff. Yes, absolutely. They scaled back. Was it day 7? It was March 4th. Yeah. Mhm. And then they started writing that probable cause affidavit, in my opinion, to be at the landfill on the 8th. Yes, federal indictments. Thank you, Grandma. They were not charged. They were warned to take that everything down that is defamation, harassment, false info, any communication or publication to harm, um, or incite to harm or incite violence or harassment. They need to take it down. They have a certain amount of time. and then they have time, I think, to respond. So we'll go over all of it tomorrow. It's very, very serious. Hi, Kimberly Man. Yes, I agree. It was not a proper landfill search, and that's where my video tonight was going. Is I wanted to talk about the trash again. That 31 minutes that's missing. Why the landfill, the trash? I want to talk about that. So I'm going to add that into our live tomorrow, along with talk. You guys wanted to talk about properties, funeral homes, things like that. We're going to talk about some of that stuff, but we're going to go through over what's going on today too. Is it is big, and you know what I don't understand is I would be terrified. 20 years of prison. What is the minimum sentence for RICO? The mandatory minimum sentence. Listen, friends, the mandatory minimum sentence for someone who is convicted under the CCC statute is at least 20 years in federal prison, along with a maximum fine. These are RICO charges. So it's a mandatory minimum of 20 years. Oh, wow. What's the CCE statute? Continuing criminal enterprise. Wow. So Sebastian Rogers' case, it seems like the nonsense is going to hopefully go away. Yes, James, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your information. Um, we don't know who took it out, James, because it was so dark. They said it was Sebastian taking out the trash, but when Seth watched it with I believe TBI and them, he said you could not determine who it was at all. I agree, Brianna. Brianna's world, absolutely 100. And he's more worried about his race. All their videos must be down within 7 days. Thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, possible 4-day weekend. We're going to discuss that again. No crowdfunding for legal fees, right? Temporary restraining order or federal restraining order is a court order that requires them to cease and desist, right? Hi, Simply Me. It is an election year, yes, coming up. You are correct. For up to life, I mean, you can go to jail for up to life. Wow. 250 or double, right? For the fines. Yeah. Seth started speaking out and they it was planned, they said, the timing. Yeah, that was interesting. And I also heard that allegedly it was said that if you make CP said to Seth, if you make this any bigger than it already is, and then I can't remember what the threat was. When CP threatened Seth and said if he opened his mouth, it would be his last. So it's a direct threat. The creator that let him make that threat didn't turn it in, and she's supposed to be a mandate reporter. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where it was said. 700 pages. Thank you. Absolutely, Island High. Good for you, Brianna's world. Good for you. Yeah, this opens up a federal investigation. So I think we're going to hear. I think we'll hear a lot of stuff, right? Yes, he's speaking up for Sebastian, and he's not going to be silenced now. 20 minimum. Thank you, Grandma. 20 years is a heck of a lot to have carried on I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you, James. Google Meta. I'm not going to embarrass myself, James, and ask how I do that. Hmm. Oh, wow. Only one federal investigation. Once the feds charge you, only 1% ever win against a federal indictment. So we're going to have content creators going to federal prison? Why wouldn't people just stopped? Why not? Was it worth this? Wow. Oh, Miriam, thank you for joining. Welcome to the family, my friend. Welcome to the family. So good to have you. Wow. Why didn't they just stop? 99.9 conviction rate, James is saying. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Marion. No, it's not, Grandma. You're right. It's not worth your life in prison. I don't understand. I guess people thought no one would say anything, that it was just, did they think it was just a YouTube thing? I don't know because I don't watch them. So I don't know and I can't say, but wow. Hmm. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get us off of here. I will be on tomorrow. I'm going to read that. I'm going to get that, read it, look at it. Maybe we'll look at it together for the first time. I don't know. It depends timing. I do want to zip over and see my mother as well in the morning or afternoon. But this is great news for Sebastian. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking with it for Sebastian. I know at times we've been down, we've been frustrated. Dog and Nick came in and gave us a boost, and now this. And this just feels like Sebastian's getting what he deserves. And the one parent looking for him is getting some help that people won't run away. Mm, apparently, it took a federal injunction, right? So this says, Jay, some people just do not stop and think. They're all warned. Yes, they were. They were. Remember, Nick kept saying, come on board. Let's stop this. Don't do this. Hi, Rita Ledford. Oh, good. You joined the replay. We're just wrapping up now. I'm going to be on live again tomorrow after I get to read the documents and everything that were filed. I know that one creator feels they're, a sovereign citizen and doesn't think anything can stop their right to speak except a federal injunction. Oh, goodness. Well, it's a shame it would come to that, right? Yes. Are those purple hearts for our dear Summer, too? Yes, there we go. Happy days for all the missing children. Let's bless and bring them home. And I will see all of you tomorrow. This is great news. Let's see what comes of it. Let's talk tomorrow, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Grandma, thank you so much. To my members, thank you so much. To everyone, thank you so much. And for the super chats. Bless you all. See you tomorrow.